Good evening. It has been a very busy day for the Nairobi County Assembly, one that culminated in a swearing-in. My name is Edward Kabasa. I welcome you to this edition of Channel 1 Weekend, live from the Corporation headquarters at the Broadcasting House, Nairobi. We have a comprehensive coverage of today's news for you. But first, the highlights.
I, Ann Kananu Mwenda, do swear that I shall always truly and diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya in the office of the Deputy Governor of Nairobi County.
New sheriff in town, Ann Kananu Mwenda becomes first female Nairobi Deputy Governor. Museveni poised for win. Incumbent Uganda President Yoweri Museveni inches closer to another term in office amid claims of election fraud. And changing the narrative, teen mothers find safe haven in a school that caters exclusively for expectant teen mothers. Once again, thank you very much for joining us. You can interact through this live broadcast with us at KBC Channel 1 on Twitter, KBC Channel 1 TV on Facebook. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Susan Thuku. Welcome to the program. Ann Kananu Mwenda has been sworn in as the Deputy Governor of Nairobi County with a pledge to work with the Nairobi Metropolitan Services to improve services in the city. Kananu took oath of office in record time with her vetting approval by the County Assembly and swearing-in ceremony happening in quick succession. Gladys Mugai with details of her swearing-in that has sparked political debate.
I, Ann Kananu Mwenda, do swear that
these three words would mark the start of her journey as the first female deputy governor in the country's capital city. The ceremony will take place at Kenyatta International Conference Center shortly before 2 p.m. Among those present was Nairobi Metropolitan Services Director General Mohamed Badi. In her acceptance speech, she pledged to work with NMS to ensure service delivery.
I equally affirm and commit in the same vein to work and cooperate closely with the Director General of the Nairobi Metropolitan Services, Major General Badi, and his team to ensure the transferred functions are further strengthened and supported to ensure meeting the aspiration of the people of Nairobi.
Kananu took oath of office barely 2 hours after Nairobi County Assembly members approved a report by 10-member vetting team.
Pursuant to the Supreme Court Opinion Advisory Reference Number 1 of 2015, paragraph 32D of the County Government Act 2020 and Section 9 of the Public Appointment Act 2017, the committee recommends that this Assembly approve the nomination of Ms. Ann Kananu Mwenda for the appointment to the position of the Deputy Governor Nairobi.
In the debate, the MCA held her credentials. During her vetting process, she was tasked to explain how she intends to deal with cartels that have challenged previous administrations, traffic congestion, a bloated workforce, and delays by the exchequer on disbursement of funds.
Nairobians have underlined two major challenges, and that is traffic congestion and garbage collection that needs to have a solution. How will you be assisting the governor to address these two challenges?
I believe there's a bill that was passed on transport, or an act that was passed on transport. And I believe the first thing I would do, because traffic congestion in the city is a major challenge, so I would first, public vehicles should move away from the CBD.
Madam Ann, let's say this committee appoints you, or you get appointment from this committee. How are you going to handle the friends whom were your colleagues, family,
the recruitment that we did for our firemen and our constables, you'll find people coming to ask for favors. But you should not, I cannot subject myself into that.
But as she took oath of office, that Alliance Party has stamped what they say is a hurried ascension to the office as unconstitutional. In a statement, the party says her swearing-in ceremony circumvents the will of the people. Legal pundits say her swearing-in ends the tenure of the county assembly speaker as acting governor.
We should expect Honorable Mutula to formally relinquish the position of acting speaker and transfer the instruments of power to the deputy governor, who in any event will be now substantively being sworn in as governor, and it will now be upon her to give a nomination of her intended deputy governor.
What has happened today is what should happen. We need to put the people first. So I hope the new deputy governor of Nairobi, who will soon be the governor of Nairobi, will be able to work with the NMS leader to ensure that the people get the essential services they need. So today, as the chairman, I'm very happy, excited, just waiting to see of what the first Nairobi woman governor will be able to do for the people of the city.
With the swearing-in of Anne Kananu Mwenda as the Deputy Governor for Nairobi County and the first ever female Deputy Governor to lead Nairobi County, focus now shifts on how she'll work with the Nairobi Metropolitan Services to deliver key services to residents of Nairobi County. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Gladys Mungai.
Anne Kananu's journey to the position of Nairobi Deputy Governor was riddled by legal battles as parties sought orders to block her from ascending to office. An order stopping vetting was thrown out by the court on Friday morning, and within hours of the verdict, her vetting would take place. Sarafina Robi examines the legal hurdles she has battled and continues to battle despite taking oath of office.
A petition by activist Okia Umtata, Habil Omar Kungu, and former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko was listed as an interested party seeking orders to block the vetting of Anne Kananu as Nairobi Deputy Governor will flop early Friday morning. Justice Anthony Murima, in giving the green light for the vetting, cited the public interest was supreme and ordered them to file an amended petition. The petitioners, in seeking to block her from being vetted, had argued that the governor had revoked her nomination, and the constitution stipulates in case of a vacancy in the office of the governor, a by-election shall take place. An attempt to have the order stayed for 5 days by the petitioners to allow them file an appeal was also rejected. The verdict by Murima will be a subject of a complaint to the Judicial Service Commission by a petitioner, Henry Nameti. Nameti is accusing the judge of bias and incompetence and wants JSC to have him removed from the office as a judge. The petition is arguing that the court has been captured by state machinery. It's now a game of wait and see of what next as JSC is seized of the matter. For Channel 1 News, I'm Sarafina Robi.
A section of Nairobi County residents has welcomed the appointment of Anne Kananu as Deputy Governor. Speaking to Channel 1, city residents expressed optimism that Kananu and some much-needed service delivery.
Nairobi is going to be the safe hands, and we expect Anne to really discharge her duties as the Deputy Governor, and we are hoping Anne is going to assume the office as the Governor of Nairobi.
And I believe that she has the capabilities, but I think most of the functions had been transferred, and whatever elite that she will be remaining with, it will be in harmony with the general, and then for us all we want is service.
As long as she will coordinate with the NMS, so that we Nairobian, we get better service, and so that we can have a better Nairobi, then we are just okay.
I don't have any problem. Bora tu anaweza jituma, si ndio? And we need someone who can, mwenye kuna hiyo power and authority of service.
Ni kuomba tu Mungu aweze kuchukua uongozi ndani yao.
Deputy President William Ruto has maintained that the ongoing clamor for constitutional change is derailing the government's development agenda. Ruto argues that the government should instead focus on empowering vulnerable members of the society. Elsewhere, Machakos County Governor Alfred Mutua has accused Kalonzo Musyoka of using the people of Machakos to settle political scores with former Machakos Senator Johnston Muthama.
Deputy President William Ruto was in Bomet County. It was here that he took a swipe at the proponents of the Building Bridges initiative, claiming that the ongoing clamor for constitutional change is ill-timed and is derailing the government's development agenda.
Wakenya wanajua ya kwamba priority sio mambo ya kuunganisha makabila. Priority saa hizi ni kushughulikia biashara ya kila Mkenya. Awe ni mama mboga, awe ni ule wa kiosk, awe ni wa kinyozi ama makanga, awe ni wa bodaboda. That is the priority we have, to make sure that every hustle counts.
Ruto also dismissed calls for the adoption of a rotational presidency, arguing that election of leaders should be based on their vision for the country.
Wanatuambia tuchague viongozi kupitia kwa lottery ama karata ya kamari. Sijui kabila hii siku gani, sijui kabila hiyo siku ingine, sijui kabila ile siku ingine. Mimi nauliza nyinyi watu wa Bomet, mnataka tuchague viongozi kulingana na ile mpango ya maendeleo wako nayo, ama mnataka tuchague viongozi kupitia kwa kamari ya ukabila?
Meanwhile, Machakos County Governor Dr. Alfred Mutua has chided Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka over the party's choice for Machakos senatorial by-election.
Ameenda akamchukua mke wa Senator Muthama ndio amfanye Senator Muthama asikie kiburi, asikie vibaya. Kwa hivyo imekuwa sio jambo la kuletea watu wa Machakos ama Ukambani kiongozi, imekuwa ni vita yake ya kibinafsi kwenda kuingilia nyumba ya mwenzake ndio mwenzake asikie vibaya.
Mutua's Maendeleo Chapchap Party has nominated former Water Minister Mutua Kutuku to vie in the Machakos by-election. Elsewhere, the installation of Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i as the Gusii spokesperson continues to be met with varied reactions. A group of stakeholders from the region urged the community elders to consult widely before making further proclamations.
As MCS, we throw our weight behind the coronation so that Dr. Matiang'i, who is also the chair of the National Development Implementation and the Communication Committee, to be the elder and the spokesperson of the community.
Wasili ambaye tunampenda kama tunatarajia kuwe kiongozi wetu ama wa spokesman, lazima aanzie wale viongozi sasa ambao wako mamlakani, ambao nasema watu 130.
Finally, the Interreligious Council of Kenya has warned that the heightened political environment in the country is hampering service delivery to Kenyans. In a statement to newsrooms, the council challenged political leaders to keep politics off places of worship, even as they build consensus on contentious issues contained in the BBI report. For Channel 1 News, I'm Safin Acheng Ouma.
Thank you very much, Safin Acheng Ouma, for that report. We are taking a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We still have plenty more lined up for you, including news from Uganda.
Jumapili hii kwenye runinga ya KBC, ungana naye Askofu Michael Wanderi wa kanisa la Christian Foundation Fellowship Kiambu kuanzia saa 1 hadi saa 2 asubuhi.
Ningetaka nikwambie, our Jehovah God, because the Bible says he is the same yesterday, today and forevermore. He is able to take you to a place of abundance. He is able to take you to Rehoboth in the name of Jesus Christ.
Kipindi ni neno la neema, ukiletewa naye Askofu Michael Wanderi wa kanisa la Christian Foundation Fellowship Kiambu. Usikose.
The National Construction Authority will host the Construction Research Dissemination Forum from 18th to 22nd January 2021. The research topics to be discussed include building failures in Kenya, jua kali in construction, appropriate technologies for affordable housing, sustainable waste management practices in construction, research priorities in construction 2020 to 2025, and the construction industry outlook. The dissemination workshop shall be a dual audience event, allowing for physical participation in line with Ministry of Health guidelines and a virtual audience through NCA YouTube page, NCA social media pages, and KBC TV. For more information, call 0709 126 102, email research@nca.go.ke, or visit www.nca.go.ke and follow us on our social media platforms. The National Construction Authority. Excellence in construction industry.
Good evening. Thank you very much for keeping us company. Let us cross our borders. Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni has edged closer to sealing another term in office after extending his lead in the country's vote tally. The latest result by the Electoral Commission has given Museveni a healthy lead ahead of his closest challenger, Robert Kyagulanyi, alias Bobi Wine. The results coming even as human rights group and election observers accuse the Ugandan government of intimidation and arbitrary arrest of election observers.
Museveni has eclipsed 3 million votes, which translate to 62.74% of the votes cast, while opposition frontrunner and NUP presidential candidate Bobi Wine has gained ground but is still trailing with slightly above 1.4 million votes. Nearly 50% of the votes have been tallied. The race remains tight and too early to call, with the results in accounting for just 4,928,118 total valid votes. Bobi Wine on Friday hinted about the possibility of rejecting results in an election that has been marred with what he termed as gross irregularities.
We have certainly won this election, and we've won it by far. General Museveni and his small clique of oppressors are trying yet again to impose themselves on the people of Uganda.
If Bobi Wine can be able to present credible information that he has won an election, then I don't see the reason why that can be, questioned and construed to bring or to cause any kind of tension in the country.
Meanwhile, civil society groups in Kenya have called for the release of 24 civil society organizers who are arrested at a data collection and observation center.
All those that have been arrested are Ugandan citizens. So they are doing their civic duty in Uganda, and they have been authorized because all elections observers are accredited. They have been accredited by the Electoral Commission. So the turnaround say that they should not observe elections is an is a known territory for us and even for them.
Several other opposition figures all week long expressed intent to trash results should they swing in Museveni's favor. Museveni, who has been in power since 1986, has a historical cycle of winning in elections that have overly been rejected by opposition and at some point international observers. Suleiman Yeri, Channel 1 News.
And back home, Kenya's COVID-19 burden is nearing the 100,000 mark after 166 new COVID-19 infections were recorded, as the positivity rate held below 10% for the third week straight. The number of deaths, however, increased to 1,726 after 3 more COVID-19 related deaths were recorded over the last 24 hours.
The country continues to witness a steady drop in COVID-19 infections, with a positivity rate of below 5% being maintained for weeks. The latest figures showing a 3.3% positivity rate. On Friday, 166 new cases were confirmed after 7,077 samples were tested. This now pushing the total number of infections to date to 98,859. The county of Nairobi recording 115 new infections, followed by Kiambu at 10, Kajiado 7, Mombasa 6, Nakuru 4, while Busia and Machakos each registered 3 cases. The number of recoveries rose to 82,195 after 262 more patients were discharged. The death toll also increased after 3 more patients succumbed, pushing the total number of fatalities to 1,726. Currently, 683 patients are admitted in hospital, out of whom 29 are in the intensive care unit and another 1,712 under home-based care. Nancy Okware, Channel 1 News.
The government has issued a directive for all learners, including expectant and teen moms, to resume school. However, the practicality of this directive has been put to question amid concerns on who will care for the infants while the mothers are in class. Are there facilities to accommodate the nursing teen moms? In a quest to answer these questions, our reporter Caroline Kamau visited Serene Heaven Girls Secondary School in Nyeri that seeks to offer a second chance for education for teens who are mothers. She brings us this exclusive story on the challenges of the teens who are mothers too soon.
This is not your ordinary school. It is a high school exclusively for pregnant and teen mothers.
We saw a bigger gap in education, especially with the number of teenage mothers that are presently caused by the COVID lockdowns. So we saw that if there is no intervention in the education, so many will fail to go back to school. Because as much as the mother would want the daughter to continue, or the parents would want to continue with education, there is simply nobody to take care of the baby.
Behind these walls, the girls have found a safe haven. Sarah, whose name we have changed to protect her identity, was impregnated by a Form 3 student.
Saka tulienda Form 1, nikashika ball niko Form 1 akiwa Form 3. Kumwambia niko na mimba, akasema je, mimba si yake, tafute baba mtoto.
Her mother also threw her out of their home.
Kwambia mamangu akaniambia ataki kuniona hizo mimba, ataki aibu.
She considered procuring an abortion.
Kutoka Shagoni kakuja Nairobi. Kuja Nairobi nikaenda kwa best yangu mwingine. Best yangu akaniambiaje, kutoa mimba ni rahisi, kunywa majani. Akanipatia nikakunywa humo, nilikuwa najaribu kutoa mimba. Akanipatia madawa zingine ikakata kutoka.
Falling pregnant as a teen in most cases spells the end of education or a delay in completing school for girls.
Because most mothers and fathers are struggling financially, they won't be able to employ a house help full time, and so atamwambia wait for 3 years, so when I can go with the baby to my daily hustle. So what happens is that within the 3 years, the girl will have already lost interest in higher education.
Lucy, not her real name, is 4 months pregnant.
I was scared, I was ashamed, like all the bad emotions you can think of. But I had to learn how to live with it. I thought of abortion, but then the child is innocent, so I just stopped. Then it took time before I told my parents, but eventually I had to muster up the courage.
Her dream is to pursue electrical engineering. Her boyfriend of Form 3, however, did not deny her pregnancy.
But the condition to stay home was niachane na yeye. So mom told me I either choose him or my family. So I had to choose my family because I'm sure of a brighter future with my family.
She's grateful for her mother's support. These girls say they have learned sobering lessons in life.
The main thing I'd do differently is set my boundaries different, yeah? Because now, yes, I had the boundaries, but you see, I crossed them and now it's costing me. So I'd advise anyone out there, never cross your boundaries.
Ya vibaya wakati wenzako na kuongelelea, wazazi wako shajua ulipata ball, wewe ndio anakutumia kama bad example. Ati sasa wewe umeshashika mimba, sasa tangatanga, utashika mimba kama ule. Unasikia vibaya. Pia ukwangu unatarajia utashika mtoto.
On the day we visited, they were sitting their assessment exam. After the exam, it was time to reconnect with their children, who they had left in the custody of a matron. Other girls recovering from childbirth also help out with the babies. An environment such as this, despite its obvious challenges, guarantees the teen moms bond with their babies, learn to be responsible for their infants in life, protect them from stigma, and ensures a safe space for them and their newborns. Nutrition for any nursing mother is key.
Then our administrator here is a nutritionist. So he is ensuring that they are receiving a balanced diet. We have also leased, right now we are buying food, but we've leased a shamba somewhere close, whereby we'll plant a very large variety of vegetables.
But it is not all rosy. During our visit, a sick infant was taken to hospital, and one of the expectant teens had to be rushed to hospital too. The school was last operational in 2007, hence there are several infrastructural challenges. Despite this, they are determined to offer quality education.
We have decided to offer quality education that is up to standard. That is why we have enough textbooks. That is why we have enough teachers, and all our teachers are registered with TSC.
They are admitting Form 1, Form 2 and 3 expectant or teen moms. With a resident counsellor at hand, these girls have a shot at picking up their pieces. These girls continue to learn very important lessons in life. Lessons about responsibility, about choices, and about the need to be firm in the decisions they make, especially in the relationships they have. These lessons they hope that their peers can learn from and avoid being in situations such as this one. Reporting from Moiga in Nyeri County, my name is Caroline Kamau.
Thank you very much, Caroline Kamau, for that story. And still on matters education, the government is warning school heads against hiking school fees, saying this could adversely affect the learners and parents. Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha said increasing school fees currently is immoral owing to the economic effects presented by the coronavirus pandemic.
Speaking in Embu during the ongoing monitoring of reopening of schools, the Education Cabinet Secretary encouraged parents to pay school fees for their children, cautioning against attempting to take advantage of the directive by the government, stopping institutions from sending children home due to lack of school fees. He dismissed claims by school heads that the 19.5 billion shillings, which was released recently to schools, was insufficient.
This time, the year 2021, is not the time to increase any school fees. I'm not going to name them, but if they don't walk back, some of them are in Nairobi, why should you be happy to punish children and parents during Corona? It's thoroughly inhuman. May I firmly plead with them to ensure that all those extra costs they are asking the parents to pay, perhaps they should not ask for now.
Magoha pointed out countrywide reopening of schools stands at 95% for primary schools and 96% for secondary schools, adding that most of those yet to reopen are in areas that require food for them to be in schools.
We are spending the sum of Kenya shilling 1.8 billion in assisting these low-cost housing, low-cost schools, and also ensuring that children who require food during school time receive them.
These as Education Principal Secretary Belio Kipsang cautioned school heads against sending learners home for money for desks and lunch.
So, and we have told our schools that lunch is not compulsory. So this is an arrangement that they can make, but they should not send our children home for a cost that is not indicated in the gazetted fee guidelines. Because this is an arrangement between the school and the parents. And if it is an arrangement, that arrangement should not be seen to be compulsory.
In Mombasa, Principal Secretary State Department for Crop Development and Agricultural Research, Professor Hamadi Boga, hailed the turnout in public schools in the coastal region, noting that the chiefs are working tirelessly to locate the children who are yet to report to school.
So I think we still have to work together. The government is supporting through the infrastructure funds. The government is supporting through the repair and maintenance funds, where every student is getting 5,000. And so we want the parents to continue working with their head teachers and the resources that we are bringing down, planning for them properly through the PA to make sure that they are deployed, to make sure that the learning environment is safe.
Beatrice Gatonyenge-Tich, Channel 1 News.
Let's talk about constitutional matters now. The Attorney General could soon be in charge of a ministry if Parliament adopts the Constitution review process by the Building Bridges Initiative. The Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020 proposes to allow the President to assign the Attorney General functions of a cabinet minister. In tonight's segment of the Constitutional Review, Kevin Washira looks at the effects of Clause 34 of the bill.
Clause 34 of the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020 proposes to amend Article 156 of the Constitution on functions of the Attorney General to clarify that as a member of the Cabinet, the Attorney General may be assigned by the President to perform the functions of a Cabinet Secretary. Currently, the Constitution mandates the Attorney General to represent the national government in court or in any other legal proceedings to which the national government is a party other than criminal proceedings, and perform any other functions conferred on the office by the Act of Parliament or by the President. As the principal legal advisor of the government, the Attorney General has authority, with the leave of the court, to appear as a friend of the court in any civil proceedings to which the government is not a party. Kevin Washira, Channel 1 News.
And in other matters, residents in Mwembe Estate in the outskirts of Kisii town are counting losses after 2 days of heavy downpour destroyed their property. According to the residents, they have been forced to spend nights in the cold as they ponder their next move. Elsewhere, a section of traders at Kulamawe area of Isiolo County are counting losses after a night inferno raised down their business premises. Details of this and other stories in the county news round.
Residents of Mwembe Estate in Kisii said they have been forced to spend sleepless nights in the cold after flash floods ran through their houses and business premises. The residents blame their woes on alleged laxity by the county government to unblock drainage systems in the area.
Vile maji inaingia kwa nyumba, chakula inaharibika.
Drainage ni mbaya, imekuwa maji ipitiki. So tuko na shida serikali ya kaunti na serikali kuu. Tunaomba mkuje muangalie, mtengeneze hii mitaro ya hapa Mwembe ndio maji ifae kupita vizuri.
Drainage ya kuteremsha maji kwa mto ndogo. Kwa hiyo tunaomba gavana Ongwae atusaidie drainage.
Elsewhere, a gaming company has donated high dependency unit medical equipment worth 1.5 million shillings to the Rachonyo Sub-County Hospital in Homa Bay. The company says the donation is part of its ongoing corporate social responsibility initiative.
We are very glad that you have accepted our donations. We hope that these donations are going to make a difference here.
Meanwhile, irate residents of Kisii Estate in Thika, Kiambu County have called on relevant government agencies to offer a permanent solution to regular sewer leakage in the area.
Drainage inapelekana hivyo na sewage. Ile shida tunapata sasa ni kutembea inakuwa shida, na pia kuna magonjwa.
Kwa maji bakalini. Ni bakalini tutapigana na hii sewage. Hata ile maji tunakunywa kwa manyumba yetu ni maji inashikana na masiwage.
Mtoto anaenda shule, bibi yangu ni mjamzito. Bando natetemeka vile kutaendelea hiyo siku njoo hata transport ni shinda. Tabindi sasa ni mtembeze karibia mahali kuna rami.
In Isiolo County, 5 traders at Kulamau area are counting losses after a night inferno razed down their business premises. According to the traders, the fire began shortly after midnight.
Vitu yangu yote imeungua hapa ndani, pesa, chakula, na nguo na viatu. Sasa saa hii mimi sina sosote.
Hatuwezi tukajua moto ilianza kivipi. Tulishtukia tu nyumba ishazingirwa na moto na tukatoroka. Hata kutoka ilikuwa ni shida.
Elsewhere, Kenyans have been urged to supplement the government's effort in generating wealth for the citizenry.
And the leaders in this region, they can also take this opportunity to continue further investment for the betterment of the people.
Finally, Petroleum and Mining Principal Secretary Andrew Kamau has once again appeared in court over the ongoing probe into the Kisumu oil jetty scandal. Kamau is a witness in the case. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Jackie Wambiru.
Thank you very much, Jackie Wambiru, for that report. And we are taking a look at other stories now. These ones are making headlines in the world of business. Sugarcane farmers are calling on the government to be checking with millers before allowing in duty-free sugar from Kabasa member states. Led by the Kenya Sugarcane Growers Association Secretary General Richard Ogendo, the farmers claim the projected importation of 57,000 metric tons of duty-free sugar from the Kabasa region by end of next month could flood the market and have adverse effects on farmers.
There is a quota given for Kabasa sugar. It was 270,000 metric tons. All of it came in last year. Anybody who brings sugar over and above the quota must pay 100% duty. Nobody has authority to exempt any player in imports. Therefore, this is what we expect. We expect that the Cabinet Secretary for Finance will rescind that order with immediate effect, collect all duties on all the sugar in the godowns in Mombasa with immediate effect. Number 2, we will shortly be proceeding to court to stop that sugar getting into the market until it pays 100% duty. Make no mistake, that sugar is not getting into this country without paying duty. These players have played with us long enough.
Let's take a look at some other matters now. Despite increased uptake of digital technology in communication buoyed by COVID-19 health safety protocols, lack of face-to-face communication between businesses and their clients led to diminished transactions. Communication expert Peter Mutie says going forward, firms have to invest in communication capacity building to boost output and customer confidence.
The digital age has connected people across the world, making e-commerce a global networking reality.
And especially when we are all, really inundated with new forms of communication, and especially on social media.
And on the flip side, this has diminished interpersonal relations.
Lots of communication is done through body language, and that you can only do physically. But in the absence of that, and because we are facing this crisis, health first, life first, so we continue doing hybrid where we can. Where we cannot, we still do online.
Communication expert Peter Mutia says when it comes to effective business communication, over-reliance on technology at work can be a hindrance, especially when it ends up replacing face-to-face human interaction. As such, Peterson Integrated Communication Limited has rolled out a series of leadership communication programs targeting individuals and corporates to boost output.
Communication as we know it is the most appropriate tool for enhancing your business. The military call it force multiplier. It helps you do things better, faster, more efficiently.
Mutia noted that technology is a necessary part of business today, but incorporating the human touch is what will give the businesses a competitive edge in the digital marketplace.
One of the modules in this program is media relations, because media is a partner in development. Media is a partner in enterprise performance. And a lot of people don't understand how media works. They become adversarial. Media is seeking for information, somebody is ducking, and they end up messing the brand.
Going forward, firms have been urged to invest in communication capacity building to boost output and customer confidence, especially during the COVID-19 times. Regina Manyara reporting for Channel 1 Business.
Over 11,000 bars and restaurants are set to benefit from a 330 million shilling COVID-19 support fund by the Kenya Breweries Limited. Under the program, successful outlets will get support in obtaining hygiene equipment, mobile bars and outdoor equipment, as well as train their staff on safety measures that need to be taken to protect themselves and their patrons.
The company has since announced an extension in accessing the funds aimed at supporting the revival of bars and eateries across the country from the impact occasioned by COVID-19 pandemic. The Bar Association fraternity has welcomed an extension of the move, saying it will give their members more time to consider the online application for the multi-million shilling fund. EABL has also hinted that a further 220 million shillings worth of support will also go towards supporting trade in Uganda and Tanzania through EABL's other subsidiaries in these markets. Alan Auko, Channel 1 Business.
A section of fishermen trading along the Migori beaches are calling on the national government to deploy mitigation activities towards the removal of what they have called an invasion by a mysterious water weed on the Lake Victoria. The fishermen say they have had to abandon their boats amid struggling as they struggle to eke a living due to the invasive weed.
One might mistake this to be a lush, bountiful swampland. On the contrary, the long strands of reeds growing here are unwelcome to the shores of Lake Victoria.
Tangu hii kitu ikuja hapa kuna boti yenye imejaribu kuenda ziwani tena kutega.
The unfamiliar thing has blocked the good flow of wind. That has actually affected even the flow of water. And currently, the water that is being collected here is polluted.
The weed, which farmers say traveled by tides, was first spotted along Namrongo Beach in Surrey, but has since spread to other beaches, making fishing activities a nightmare. Fears of human-wildlife conflict have also emerged. According to the fishermen, the government is the only way of accessing the lake once again and resuming their daily harvest of 4 tons of fish per day.
Maji ni chafu na kuna mamba ndani, kuna nyoka ndani. Mheshimiwa President, tunaomba malio yangu ni hiyo. Watoto wanatoseka, wamama wanatoseka na hii lake
kuna watu karibu 20 na kitu wanafanya hii kazi hapa.
I will just go straight away to our national government plus our county government, please, so that they may come up with us, plus the BMUs who are here, so that they may come to the ground and give us a way forward.
The wild water plant seems to have invaded the shores of Miguri at a time when the fishing community there is struggling with the notorious water hyacinth, which has greatly affected the local ecosystem. Alanaoko, Channel 1 Business.
And with that, we take another short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more news.
Enda pale kwa Palume. Wakenya. Kari ndio hii. Oh, sorry, kifungu ndio hii kari. Ni furaha ile niko nayo. Msichali kete. Wacha tupeane mali ya wenyewe.
Ni vizuri tupe watu vitu zao.
Uchukue mali yako. Kuja uchukue mali yako. Hiyo ndio shamra.
Hiyo ndio shamra ya quick bid.
Umeona? Umeamini?
Nimeamini kabisa.
Hii inaitwa nini?
Hii inaitwa kifungu.
Na hii inaitwa nini?
Toyota Probo.
Toyota Probo. Mpatie kifungu hiyo.
Shika ingine. Ndio ya kuendesha.
Onesha.
Na wewe unaitwa nani?
Naitwa Steven.
Steven nani?
Kahuho.
Nakwambia. Uliwekelea bid ya ngapi brother?
1772 peke yake.
We. Na ndio amejishindia Pro Box. Sasa hii Pro Box inakusaidia aje?
Itakuwa inanisaidia kazi yangu ya kuuza matunda.
Unaambia je watu wa kwenye nyumbani ambao watakuona na hii?
Wote wacheze na quick bid. Ukweli.
Ni ukweli.
Kabisa.
Sasa tufanyie vizuri. Ingia upate mizigo yako bana. Ingia utoshee ukae usikie. Inakutosha sawa? Sisi tulikwambia ni aje? Bidhaa bora kwa bei ya chini. Bidhaa bora kwenye bei ya chini.
Jiunga na Quick Bid ni rahisi. Enda kwenye M-Pesa, bonyeza paybill kisha weka business number 4032353. Kwenye account weka kodi ya bidhaa unayotaka na bid yako ya chini zaidi. Kwa mfano TV 16. Kisha weka shilingi 20 tu kama idadi yako. Weka bid yako pia kwenye www.quickbid.co.ke. Kumbuka, bid ya chini zaidi ya kipekee ndio ununua. Quick Bid, bidhaa bora kwa bei ya chini.
The National Construction Authority will host the Construction Research Dissemination Forum from 18th to 22nd January 2021. The research topics to be discussed include building failures in Kenya, jua kali in construction, appropriate technologies for affordable housing, sustainable waste management practices in construction, research priorities in construction 2020 to 2025, and the construction industry outlook. The dissemination workshop shall be a dual audience event, allowing for physical participation in line with Ministry of Health guidelines and a virtual audience through NCA YouTube page, NCA social media pages, and KBC TV. For more information, call 0709 126 102, email research@nca.go.ke, or visit www.nca.go.ke and follow us on our social media platforms. The National Construction Authority. Excellence in construction industry.
Welcome back to the program. I believe we are on camera 2, this one. Thank you very much. Tusker FC tactician Robert Matano says his charges are ready to extend their good run in the FKF Premier League when they take on Kariobangi Sharks tomorrow at the Kasarani Stadium. 7 league matches are on the card this weekend.
After an initial poor start to the season, the Ruaraka-based side recovered well and are third on the table. The 11-time league champions have collected 13 points from their last 5 league matches and will face an uphill task against the visitors. The William Luya-led Chargers have also had a good run in the league this season and are currently second on the table with 15 points from 7 matches.
The whole team, the most motivation, but that one cannot say
because we won, we cannot need any winner anymore. We still need more. And that one also it's motivation to work more, we work extra hard to maintain the standard we have already set.
Season imekuwa fiti, challenges here and there, but na believe imekuwa fiti kabisa. Tulianza vibaya, tulilose, then tukakuja tukadraw, tumeshinda. So na believe team iko poa, tunawakaza team na tunaendelea fiti.
Hii season kila mtu ako focus, technical bench, wachezaji tuna aim to something. Like hii season kila mtu ameamua trophy tunabeba, ligi ni yetu. Juu wachezaji kila mtu ako set up, kila mtu ako focus, kila game tuna handle with a lot of discipline, cautious, na that's why tunashinda consistency.
The Brewers and the Sharks have met 7 times in the league. The Roraka Chargers have won 3 times, drawn twice and lost twice. Karanja David for Channel 1 Sport.
Kenya boxing team hit squad members Boniface Mugunde and Elizabeth Akinyi are a bit ahead of the forthcoming last round of 2020 Olympic Games qualifiers set for June in France. The Kenyan team has stepped up training in Nairobi ahead of the qualifiers.
The 2 boxers were among 19 hit squad pugilists who participated at the Africa Olympics Boxing Championship in Senegal in 2020. Only 2 boxers, Nico Koth and Christine Ongare, clinched direct tickets to the Tokyo Games. The rest of the members will seek to book their ticket via pre-qualifiers. Boniface Mugunde says the recent hiring of strength and conditioning coaches is a big boost to their preparations.
Kuna confident Sayara tunasikia hata ikikuwa kesho. Yani tuko ready. Kwa sababu at least tunasikia hii kila kitu yenye tunafanywa na makochari, hizi zoezi zote tunafanya, yani tunasikia zinaingia.
Elizabeth Akinyi, who missed out on a direct ticket to the Olympics after finishing 3rd, just a place outside the automatic qualifying slots, is confident of clinching the Olympic ticket after a near miss at the African Games.
According to zile training tumefanyishwa, nina imani tutapata ma tickets. Ukiweka kwa mental ati Asia, hizo bla countries zinacheza kwa liko, hiyo utashinda, automatically ushashindwa. Lakini ukijiamini, I can, unaweza with God.
Naweza kusema kwamba hii janga la corona limekuwa ni kama blessing in disguise. Manake imeweza kutupatia muda mrefu sana wa kuweza sasa kuprepare vizuri. So wakati wote tunafanya mazoezi wiki 2, wiki 3 kama ni zaidi kabla ya mashindano, lakini sasa tunaona kwamba tumepata muda mrefu zaidi wa kuweza kuprepare.
The team is set to feature in 2 international invitational tournaments in Mauritius and Philippines in March and May respectively. The Mauritius tournament is expected to feature boxers from host Mauritius, Kenya, Zambia, Botswana, while the Philippines championship will feature pugilists from Philippines, Thailand and Australia. Karanja David for Channel 1 Sport.
Arsenal's 3-match winning run came to an end after the North London club played out to a barren draw against Crystal Palace at the Emirates Stadium. Meanwhile, in Spain, Real Madrid manager Zinedine Zidane has urged fans to be patient with Eden Hazard after the Belgian international failed to make any impact as the Los Blancos crashed out of the Spanish Cup following a 2-1 loss at Athletic Bilbao.
Winning run came to an end after being held to a goalless draw against Crystal Palace at the Emirates Stadium. Both sides had chances to win the match. However, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was denied by Vicente Guaita before James Tompkins' header hit the bar just before half.
I win today and scored a few goals and it didn't happen. There were moments as well that fatigue played a big moment when we started to give very difficult balls away, that we are completely free, give the ball away and allow the transitions to Palace, which is probably what they do best. And just, you know, I cannot fault the spirit, the fight that they put in. They tried at the last minute with the chance that we had on the wide free kick, but it wasn't enough today.
Athletic Bilbao forward Raul Garcia scored twice in a 2-1 win over Real Madrid to knock the holders out of the Spanish Super Cup and set up a final against Barcelona. Garcia, who was sent off during a 3-1 defeat by Real Madrid last month, made the most of 2 glaring errors from Real's Lucas Vazquez to net twice in the first half before Karim Benzema pulled one back 17 minutes from time.
Elsewhere, Wolves are hopeful that Adama Traore and Owen Otasui will be fit to return, having missed Tuesday's defeat to Everton with minor injuries when Foxes take on West Ham in one of the 8 English Premier League matches on the cards this weekend. Well, that does it for us for this edition of Channel One Weekend, on a day that the Nairobi County Assembly vetted and approved the nomination of Deputy Governor Anne Kananu. And Kananu was later sworn in as the Deputy Governor. She becomes the first woman to be appointed Deputy Governor of this great city of Nairobi. That does it for us for this edition of Channel One Weekend. My name is Edward Kabasa. Our sign language interpreter has been Susan Thuku. Yusuf Farah is coming up next with the day's weather forecast.
Well, hello there. I hope you are doing well this Friday. My name is Yusuf Farah. Time now for your Channel One with updates. And tonight, rainfall is expected in areas of the Rift Valley region, and the same will be experienced in the capital city and its environs. The Marsabit County will be experiencing strong easterly winds of up to 25 knots, with Narok being the coldest tonight, temperatures dropping to 11 degrees Celsius over there. Tomorrow morning, we'll be waking up to sunny intervals in the northeastern region. However, areas of Kisii, Narok, Nairobi and Machakos will be waking up to rains in the morning, accompanied by sunny intervals. The coastal region continues to have sunny intervals all the way to Lodwar and the Lake Turkana Basin, which will be having sunny intervals in the morning. In the afternoon, things do take a turn. Kisii, Kericho, Kakamega, Kisumu and its environs will be having showers accompanied by thunderstorms in the afternoon. The coastal region continues to have sunny intervals in the afternoon. The same will be experienced in the northeastern region, areas of Mandera and Garissa, which will be sunny, and the same in areas of Lodwar, Lake Turkana Basin and areas bordering Kenya and southern Sudan. As far as the temperatures are concerned, there will be highs of 37 in Lodwar, lows of 25, Marsabit highs of 30, lows of 21, and Nairobi highs of 25 and lows of 14. On that note, I complete your local weather forecast. Again, many thanks for keeping it Channel One. I'll be seeing you tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, have yourselves a lovely night.
Vera Beauty College. Vera Beauty and Fashion College,
with branches in Nairobi, Eldoret, Thika, and Meru. Did you know that we are a TVET-approved institution? We offer courses in fashion design, interior design and soft furnishing, event decoration, flower arrangement, event planning, hairdressing, barbering and dreadlocks, beauty therapy, makeup, nail technology, spa massages, teaching skills, TOT, solo business management, and many more. Register now and visit our website on www.verabeautycollege.com. You can also call on 0725 923 550 Nairobi branch, 0728 087 689 Eldoret branch, 0722 227428 Thika branch, 0725 000 706 Meru branch. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, a TVET approved institution.
Jumapili hii kwenye runinga ya KBC, ungana naye Askofu Michael Wanderi wa kanisa la Christian Foundation Fellowship Kiambu kuanzia saa 1 hadi saa 2 asubuhi.
Ningetaka nikwambie, our Jehovah God, because the Bible says he is the same yesterday, today and forevermore. He is able to take you to a place of abundance. He is able to take you to Rehoboth in the name of Jesus Christ.
Kipindi ni neno la neema, ukiletewa naye Askofu Michael Wanderi wa kanisa la Christian Foundation Fellowship Kiambu. Usikose.
The National Construction Authority will host the Construction Research Dissemination Forum from 18th to 22nd January 2021. The research topics to be discussed include building failures in Kenya, jua kali in construction, appropriate technologies for affordable housing, sustainable waste management practices in construction, research priorities in construction 2020 to 2025, and the construction industry outlook. The dissemination workshop shall be a dual audience event, allowing for physical participation in line with Ministry of Health guidelines and a virtual audience through NCA YouTube page, NCA social media pages, and KBC TV. For more information, call 0709 126 102, email research@nca.go.ke, or visit www.nca.go.ke and follow us on our social media platforms. The National Construction Authority. Excellence in construction industry.
Get ready for a 3 weeks Africa Football Feast as the new year kicks off with the 6th edition of the Africa Nations Championship in Cameroon on the 6th this 2016 spread across players case their